Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Testing out that mic. All right, so let's go over here and make sure we have everything set up correctly. Okay, so I have all right, all right, all right. So this morning, oh man, first of all, this weekend, oh, it was like back testing. It was a back testing just analytic weekend for trading. Good morning, Donnell. I'm watching a top mover today that I'm seeing is RVB, a dollar ATR, looking pretty nice. Um, I still have these on watch that was moving last week. CRBP, FWB. I don't know why that's up there. Oh, I was back testing it yesterday on some trades that I previously took. HUT, RVSN, and Vera. So RVSN not up too much, but having a little bit of a pop today with but low volume on that one. Let's go and look at REVB. $18. Let's look at the larger time frames here. And I've actually been, man, the back testing session this weekend was good because a lot of these that do fall or do have horrible looking monthly charts, I've made some pretty good money looking back at the data and everything on these, focusing on specific usually historical levels, but also if they don't have historical levels, I just used the daily supports to buy off of for those small pops. As long as the risk is managed, it's like I'm just gonna let that thing play. Um, but let's see what kind of news is on this. Is it any news on REV? There is not any news that I see right now. Let me see what kind of company this is. REVB. Oh, this is another biofarm. I like it. And also looking at the biofarms from the past, they actually are better. After trading them 100 times or whatever, getting that hundred trades on them, they actually are very dangerous for the shorts. Looking over the opportunities to trade and how far they push the shorts if they go in the if they're going to the upside, they're actually pretty dangerous for shorts, what I've seen, especially taking a lot of trades on them. And I've been looking at that and I'm like, you know what, let me capitalize on that because first of all, they still give the dip opportunities at support, if you can identify the support that everybody is identifying or the pattern that everybody is identifying. That's the only issue. You can't be out here, lone wolfing it. So let's see. This we'll go to the profile. And this says a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focuses on development and commercialization of immune system therapeutics. Okay, the company engages in developing therapeutic product candidates. What I'm looking for in this, I want to see some of those keywords, maybe like cancer or those keywords really make these therapeutic companies pop. The company engages in developing therapeutic product candidates, a potential therapy for the prevention and treatment of healthcare associated bacterial infection. Um, let's see, chronic organ disease, chronic kidney disease, treatment for food allergies, antiviral nasal drop, viral infections, rapid test kit, which is a point of care in vitro diagnostic test that has the potential to detect respiratory viral infections. So I'm not seeing any of those keywords, but with this being a biotech, I think it can get dangerous for the shorts today. Let's see what kind of relative volume and all of that it has. Get rid of Vera. Get rid of RVSN. None of that's looking attractive. HUT. Okay. Now looking over here, we can see that it has a relative, so pretty much on relative volume, I'm usually looking for this to get to a 15. Just, you know, especially by the time that I'm trying to trade 9 o'clock. Let this thing, you know, see how much volume ends up pouring in here. It does look like it's a super low float though. What's up, Catching 7? Hello, how are you? Really enjoying your broadcast. Keep it up. I have some recommendations. Let's see, greatly up. Joining me on Discord. My username is Triple H. Yeah, we have a Discord as well. Let me get that link here for Discord. You can jump in there and you can send me a DM in the Discord. Let me see. Okay. And there is the Discord link there. Nope. Copied and pasted the wrong thing, or maybe it's just, that's a lot. What in the world did it paste in there? Okay, there we go. Now let's see if that copied. There we go. All right, so that's the Discord link right there. And yeah, jump in there, shoot me a DM, and we can talk. But right now we're looking at REVB, now $19, and we want to try to identify spots. First of all, on the higher time frames of where this thing will be stopping. So it closed last week at the 987. It does not have any news on today, which means that it may be a little bit more choppy. People may not be as confident. But we've seen these things move crazy anyway. Has a what looks like resistance up here at the 20, probably it could be one at the 2350, and then there's another one here about the 22, right under the 22. So we'll see what that wants to do. But right now it's currently trading around this 19 or 1884. So I want to change these colors too. I want to change the colors so I know which one's historical support, historical possible resistance, and then what is daily. So daily I'll leave as white, and for these historical supports I'll make them like something else. Maybe gold, something like that. Look, that looks okay. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. That's historical. Properties. I don't even remember which one I just did. Oh my gosh. I guess that looks like it a little bit. Okay, yeah. So those are two that could be some historical value there. I also had this little push down to 20. So let me change this one, because I like these indecisions like this, where there was some kind of doji. Even if it's to the downside, these dojis can be very powerful. But it needs to get over this doji and make this its new trading zone, this like $20 level. I'll edit that again, change it. Gold. We'll see how those end up holding up. Not too worried about the support right now because I'm just not. I don't really see. Man, that was the wrong color. Don't really see clear support, especially with it opening up this high. We have about 10 minutes to the bell as well. That one might be it. Okay, so got a couple levels of questioning. Now, I also like to take in consideration on the daily chart where the levels of the half and whole dollars are as well. So if we look back at the 15 minute over here, back at the 15 minute, we can see that this is, kind of well below where it will be going, or where I think it's going to be going up here into the 20s. And we want to see where previous levels of kind of pre-market questioning is. And this is a daily support that we're now going to start putting on. Let me go ahead and zoom into the weekly. So we got all of this trading area up here, and we can see that it has some pops and kind of teeters off on the days following. So we can kind of play on that as well. We know that we're playing in a downtrend, so we need to take the profit that we get. And let's also look at the 4-hour. Has a bottom of 1733, top of 1924. The hour, big old push down here from 23 all the way to the 1292s. I really don't want to see it all the way back down there to the 1292s. That's a long fall. But maybe it'll need to trade around today. We'll see if any more volume comes in on it. Good morning, Mike D. Good morning, Jim. REVB is what we're looking at right now. Looks like it's going to have some range, lower volume. I was looking for some catalyst on it. We might have to look back into the past on it. So let's look back into the past on it and see what it's talking about. So they did a reverse split. Now we've seen these reverse splits go crazy these last couple of weeks, so definitely want to take advantage of reverse split news. This news came in January 23rd, a 1-for-30 reverse split effective January 25th. So that happened, when was the 25th? On Thursday. Okay, so this is kind of like some follow-up news, and we've seen these things kind of go crazy. So this is going to be the one that I'm going to be watching today. I'm gonna let that first 30 minutes play out of the day, and then I'm trying to set the levels and see where it wants to hold for the day. Really want to see it hold up. We can see like an obvious level on the 15 minute where it came down here to right at the 15-16 level. So this is a hold dollar level, and I'll go ahead and make this $16. $16. And the gold bars you see up here, these came from the higher time frame. So the monthly and all of that. It's some pretty obvious levels up there from previous months that I have marked. But looking at the daily chart, I'm looking for whole dollar levels and half dollar levels. So we got one down here. It looks like the 15. that we'll go ahead and slap in there. And what I really want to see is where's the respect come in. So let's say if it goes towards the 16 and it just blasts through the 16. Well, I'm not buying there. I'm going to let it slow down, show me where it wants to go, and then take that entry position for a possible move higher. Now, again, we looked at the monthly chart where we've seen this thing has ripped, but the day after it kind of fades. So want to be taking profit in this downtrend because we are already playing a downtrend. All right. 15s is the next spot. So we got 16 hold our level, 15. This all the way down here is just, I don't know if it can get all the way down here. 12s. That's a long fall. I don't know if I would trust it going all the way down here to 12, 11-ish. I'm gonna make this my line in the sand. It can't go past this. This is make this blue. That is a long fall down into 12, and then to try to make it back up to 20. I don't know, but it is up 84% right now, so I do like all of that. And I'll make this 12. If things become more obvious, I'll definitely switch it up. But for right now, I want to do all of the analysis that I can on the front end and be looking around, see how it acts around this 15, 16 whole dollar level, and if we can get any bounces in there. Next thing, we got about 5 minutes left. Let me pull up my other grading sheet. Where is the grading sheet? I don't know. Trade Biz. Okay. All right. So here's the grading sheet. And this weekend, all I was doing was back testing and getting everything together that I thought I would need. Let's see, total account. Let's see there. Then we'll go ahead and I don't know what my average expected price is, but I'm going to be looking for things under 16. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 16 there. Okay. So let's see what kind of grade it can get above that. I did not, well, reverse split catalyst from last week. Let me see how long it's actually been trading. It's been trading since 2021. So almost looks like 5 years of trading. Almost. It's close. Let's see, 20. Oh, so 4 years of trading. It does have an ATR of looks like $2. $2.02. Relative volume, it'll have to be recalculated, but as of now, it's sitting at like 10. Relative standard deviation, that's going to have to be recalculated. It's at 295. Obvious catalyst, previous reverse split news. Okay. And we know reverse splits have been something that has been pretty strong. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Perceived resistance. We put some resistance up there. It has not touched any of that resistance, so we don't really know. That's unclear resistance. Perceived support. I'm thinking it's going to be around the daily support, maybe $15 to $16 is where I'm thinking. But, you know, that's daily support, so we'll give that a 1. $15, $16. Okay. Is my ticker moving on the theme of the day or the sentiment of a theme of previous days? Yes. Reverse splits. Was my ticker a pre-market mover? For sure. It's got a little lively pre-market. And does it have the time in the day to act in my favor? Yeah, we pretty much analyzed it from pre-market. Is the ticker being outperformed by other tickers? Not that I'm seeing right now. No. So right now, before my trading time, which is right around 9 o'clock, is when I kind of start looking to take trades and do all that. 80 or 79%. I just put 75%. So right now it's got a 57. Once it's the trading time frame that I like, it'll probably pop that up even more. It is working off of the split news, 1 for 30 split news. 1 for 30. Oops, 1 to 30. Was it 1 to 30 or 1 for 30? Let me see. 1 for 30. Yeah. Okay. So pretty much got it graded up and got what I'm kind of where I want to start entering. Now for these that it has a $2 ATR, it can get quite wild. So I'm definitely going to be looking for that 15, 16 level and maybe get a pop back up. But yeah, I'm willing to play it small because it doesn't have today catalyst, but it still has some catalyst. But I want to see where it pops up and show me on the day where resistance could be. For right now, the only resistance that we can see is in pre-market where it hit these levels up here that we had marked out. The market is about to open like now. And I want to see what is it going to swing high first and put in a resistance, or is it going to swing low down here to the 16s? So REVB watching. Oh, relative volume bumped up a lot. Relative volume up. Oh yeah, this one passes pretty much everything here. So relative volume right now is 100, and I'm looking over here on my scans. Relative volume 176 times the norm. I like it. That's way above 15. And then relative standard deviation is 7.63 times the norm. I like all of that. I like that. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? So we put those in, and it's now popping up on my small cap range finder. So looking good. I'm gonna see if it puts in a high and gives us a dip. Now it has 69 in the grade, and it should increase even more if it puts a resistance in and this becomes a higher number. So I just continue to grade it throughout the day. It can change its own grade, whether depending on how it performs. But right now, out of the open, going straight up, look like it wants to put in a resistance, a daily resistance first. And we'll see how that goes for them. Going up first. And I'm looking right here, this 16-ish level. Another type of candle that I looking for is this like long buy up wick right here from the 15 all the way down here to the 1361. There was some buying pressure in here, so I want to see the reaction around this level. Only 1 million shares, headed towards 2 million shares, but it's got a lot of potential here. Looks like it's going to be trying to come down first. So we'll see what it wants to do. We just give it time. Like I said, I give it the first 30 minutes of the market to kind of show me what it wants to do, if it wants to get super volatile, but just waiting. Looking on the daily or the larger time frames, let's jump out here to the monthly and zoom in. So this is the monthly. It already put a high end up here on the 1949. And coming down here to this previous bottom, we got a bottom here, 1518. So that support's looking pretty good around the 1615-ish area. 1361 is a little bit lower. I don't know if I would trust it down there. Remove that one because that's even lower than the bottom, and I don't even know if I need these lines down here because I really don't think it's gonna push under this. But low here is 14s, 14 pretty much even. I want to see it hold above the 14s today, so I'll go ahead and change this to 14 and looking for it to hold up. And that's a little bit below, but whatever. Then we have these. So looking. Jump back over here. Now it may actually be halted right now. Looks like it is in a halt. Let me go and check. REVB, yep, volatility halt at 932.54. That looks like it's going to be a 5-minute halt. And I'm just waiting for it to come on down and show me, get into this previous buying level right here. We saw the buyers win out around the 15, 16-ish area. But I do want to give it time. If it opens lower, give it time. Let it trade out a little bit. Get to my trading time frame and see if it can lift back up towards the towards like the 17s and all of that. Other thing is, let's let's see, 16. So max share size, and let me save this to where it needs to be saved because I know I'll forget. Recent trade. Okay. And this will actually, what type of formation would this be? Historical support bounce. I'm going to put it in there. 2024. Call it day trade calculator. What's this ticker name? REVB. Put a date on it. 29.4. And I'll save that. Okay, so now it's saved where it needs to be. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Looking at taking about 200 shares on this one, seeing what they can do with 200 shares. If it does get below, 15, I could look for a 1550 buy and take a max share size of 200. But this calculator pretty much reduces the risk based on the variables, based on the variables and the actual support. Is it historical support? Is it daily support? What kind of support does it have? And then what kind of potential does it have to go back up based on, a particular catalyst? And I'm thinking reverse stock split catalyst has been pretty strong on a daily basis. So just looking around, y'all tell me what y'all think about REVB. We do have a couple of lower movers. If you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, ONMD and Pally up 162%, ONMD up 121%, but those ATRs are really low. I'm gonna focus on the bigger one. Y'all can focus on the smaller one if y'all want. I'll throw this one up. I'll throw these two up here so we'll just watch them. But yeah, let's see if they have any catalysts back here. Catalyst for Pally are trading higher. Company requested withdrawal of recently filed registration statement. Okay, so that's a little bit of news for Pally. And then ONMD, OMED Net participation as an exhibitor at 500. So they're pretty much presenting some kind of scopes or something at the Scope Summit. Yeah, everything is biotech, but I want to focus on something that's a higher ATR that's still moving in the biotech world. Now, REVB, the percent gain on the day is going down. It looks like 66% now. And we'll see if it can hold up. But I'm definitely more interested in the one with the bigger range here, because on 200 shares, $1 move, that's $200 quick. Seeing these ATRs of 9 cents and 21 cents, you may have to trade that a couple hundred times to get the same payout. But we'll see. This thing should be opening up 32.54. It is now 37, so 38 is okay. It did open up here, getting some trading, letting it play around, seeing if it can reach these levels of the 16 to 15-ish level. Looking good on the higher time frames though. Daily chart came down and letting it play out, giving it time. Bouncing all the way back up there. So does it want to put a high in before, or does it want to put in a low first? Getting bought all the way back up there. Bouncing back off of that halt down right around this 1849. But I'm just, hey, if it wants to put in a high first, cool. But I want to buy low wherever I buy. ONMD is down 19% on the day. Pally only up 5% on the day. And just look at this range, how quickly you can get a payout on REVB. This thing just moved in the first, and it's halted again. It just moved in the first couple of seconds, 1634 up here, back to 1867. I'm like, you can't beat the payout, man. The payout on these, I'm looking for 50 cents to a dollar. Easy. 200 shares, 50 cents. Even if I don't get, the whole dollar, that's still locking up $100. If I do get a dollar, $2 move, you know, it's like, hey, that 200 goes a lot further. But I want to get it as low risk as possible. So buying up here isn't really what I'm looking to do at the 18s. It is going back towards the 20. Hopefully the 20 becomes some kind of resistance and then it retries later. But yeah. Donnell says uneventful morning. Yeah, for sure. For the low floats, ONMD broke down a dollar and then Pally just kind of surfing around the net. Let's go and jump over and look at those ONMD. Let's look at the daily charts on this. This one's fighting look at this. There's nothing here. I don't know what kind of company this is, but it doesn't look too good. Pally. We've seen Pally before. Got beat down quite a bit, but we know the lower the ATR, the more choppy these things get during the day. And by choppy, I mean just small range. Doesn't mean that they can't cover ground, but they may cover a dollar and then just give $1.50 back at the end of the day. All right. Jumping back over to REVB. What time is this supposed to be unhalting? Halted at 9:39 03 this time, so 5 minutes. Let's see, 39. And remember, this is that split, and we've seen splits go crazy, man. That's why I'm like, let's get it. Let's go. Also seeing RVSN pop up. RVSN pop back up there. I'll throw that one up there. That's up 20%. Zim, that's a shipping company. I don't know how well they're gonna do, but because I actually traded Zim when they before they cut their dividend. When they cut their dividend, I just cut them. So they cut their dividend. I was like, all right, whatever. Y'all do what y'all do. But yeah, RSVN up there to the 11s, checking this high up here. Not seeing any kind of super strong catalyst on RSVN, but definitely one to be watching. I'm gonna take Poly and all of these off. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do anything big today. Being a dollar, not really giving great range. RSVN looking like it wants to break. So we'll watch these two, REVB, and RVSN. Jumping over here to the daily chart on this one, has been getting beat down, returning to this previous level. Had a little indecision up here around the 13s, and it's almost back there. So, I think that I mean, there's a possibility it can break through. We'll see what becomes of it by 9 o'clock. Yeah, at first I was waiting the whole first hour to take trades and everything, but 9 o'clock seems like the area where you know people come in and do reversals for the type of trading that I'm trying to do off of bottoms. If they're at a bottom, if they're at the top, we may see a reversal off of that as well. So we'll see how RVSN does. Let's also jump back over here to REVB for this open. So it opened up. Let's see, will it slam real quick before it tries to break out? Yep. Give us our 15, 16 down there. Come on, slam on them. And we've seen a definite this is almost like a flat top breakout setup. This 1950 right here coming down, I want to see it try to break this throughout the day, this 1950 towards the 20s. Looks like it's going to be halted again to the downside and just giving it time there. And the bottom line, the 14 is where I really didn't want to see it pass. Want to see it hold that 14 up. Let's go back over here to RVSN, kind of slowing down right here at the top on the 15-minute. Definitely not a low buy up here, but has the potential to get up to that 1275 13-ish area, but showing a little bit of weakness, trying to do it did a false breakout here. Let me zoom this back. Did a little bit of a false breakout over this level of 1233 and is getting that sell-off from that. Now it could continue to go up. We'll see though. Only up 27%. OMND and these other ones, ONMD has a possible breakout over the 125s on the 15-minute if it can make its way up there. Poly never did come down, looking like it's just grinding higher. But at least they're not looking at the daily or looking at the chart pattern. It doesn't look like it's outperforming anything. Like OMND, look at this huge red candle. Like who's going to buy this with this huge red candle? How many people are going to be confident on that, right? That's what I was looking at earlier. And then for Pally, it's got a little bit better setup. We've seen Pally before too. I believe it was maybe actually, I think they've done a couple of reverse splits, but looks like they have a high up here of possibly somewhere at the 2, right at the 2. But hasn't really put in a definite resistance yet. Has a little bit of support, but that support is all the way down at 58 cents. Okay, jumping back over to REVB and RVSN. RVSN popping up there. Coming into the close of, or the open of the 15-minute candle. Pop down here to 1178 and going up here and touching the 1292 once again. So RVSN has a higher ATR of $1.60, but I am less interested in it and more interested in REVB. Still up 70%. It's just not getting any trading because it's staying in halts. But definitely looking for it to challenge this 16 and this 15 level. Hopefully it just blows through or opens lower. And I would definitely be interested in taking a 15 buy and making my stop this 14. Risking $1 for a possible dollar move back up or more. I mean, if I get a 15 buy and it goes back up and tests this 19, that's a $4 move on 200 shares. Let's go and look at when this thing is supposed to unhalt. REV 44.42. It is now 49. So 49.42 is when it should be unhalting in a couple of seconds. Let's see where it opens up. There's the open down there, now challenging that 16 level, diving below the 16 level, giving it some time. It's still not 9 yet. Seeing how far it can dive down. Can it get those 15-ish level? Only up 50% now. Okay. Yep, giving it that time. So it's coming down into this 16, 15-ish area, showing a little bit of respect for this 15. I want to see it trade around this level for a couple more minutes before I try to take anything. Don't want to catch a falling knife. Want to see these bars kind of slow down for a resurgence back higher. So broke down the 16, not worried about the 16 anymore. Now the 15 is the next level. And the 14, if it comes below 14 and I'm not in, I would like to see it reclaim 14 before I do anything with it. I just buy it as it's coming back up if it's going to do that kind of move. But currently the new high in here is what, 1625s. So we'll just continue to move this little range, see if it trades within this little range. If it wants to push downwards out of this, just keep our eyes open. RVSN pushing on up there. Now it did make it into that level that we were talking about. Right here on the monthly, this level of indecision made it in there. Now let's see if it gets absolutely destroyed back through the 1275s, which is the bottom of this candle. Because this would, if I was looking as a short, I'd be like, man, this indecision looks great for a short because it's done this before. Came, swung to this level, swung through this level, then got a huge push down back through this level and faded for months off of this. So I would expect this to repeat history, but you know, sometimes things get sporadic before history repeats. So it could throw something up here to 15s or something and then push back into this level. But interesting overall. REV or REVB showing a little bit of buying. So some kind of respect is coming in down here. I still don't want this trade just yet. It still got some time to show me some move to the downside, down towards that 14. But more interested in that than anything else on the day because of that split news from last week. We just need to get some shorts to get aggressive on this thing for a nice short squeeze. So coming up there, trying to pop back up, which is cool, but I think it's going to come on back down. Trapping longs right now. Don't want to buy too early. So it retested this area up here almost to the 1681 and looking for shorts to get really aggressive at each of these levels. Tell me you're not halting. Okay, it's not halting yet. And what I want to see is a retest of this level right in here if it's going to hold. What, 16, under 16s down to the 15s. Pally now coming down back to earth. So more and more attention fading off of these and more attention going over to REVB and RVSN, those real movers. MONMD doing nothing. So yeah, I think we're in the right spot. First 30 minutes about to close in 6 minutes. RVSN still going up as well. So the things with the most ATR are getting that attention, even with lower volume than those dollar stocks. It doesn't matter. They still are making these money moves. Coming up and testing the full body of this candle back above the 1765s. Let's see where this candle closes. Can it get those shorts in aggressively for that pushback down? Love to see it back under this level right here, 1681. The range is getting tighter and it's going to have to make a decision. There's 17s. Here comes 1681 breakdown. Let's go. Can it break down 17? Is the question. Go ahead and get rid of this little high up here. No, we'll leave that in there. Get ready to move the next high. 17s, go ahead and get knocked down. Let's go shorts. It's still y'all's time. Let's go shorts. Get aggressive. Looking on the daily chart, we can see where it's kind of struggling, kind of popping back and forth. I said daily, looking at the monthly chart, my bad. Now looking at the 15-minute. Let's get that push down and a retest in this area is what I'm looking for. I got to refresh on my pattern names and everything because I would like to just be able to look through this and see the actual patterns and be like, okay, that's because I know some of them, the pin bars, the spinning tops, the three white knights. I know a couple of them, but just off the top of my head, but I just got to refresh on my patterns because that's an important thing to know where where the aggression is coming from. This thing looks like it wants to go back up, but let's see if it's actually a long trap. Nope, pushing up there a little bit. Thought they were going to be able to kill it, but they are not. Moved from 16 back up to 18. So first 30 minutes. It is forming a lower high though still, no matter what this push looks like. Can we get back to that 1681, which would be a dollar fall, which would definitely trap some longs and make some shorts probably happy getting a dollar per share on this lower high. They may be wanting to cover a little bit. Coming on back down, OMND, this thing coming down as well. Poly not looking so great. RVSN continue to push to the moon. GD said bought Poly at 122, sold at 138. Nice. This one, both of these are making some great swings here. Man, I want this thing to be lower. So will this become a new high of the close of this candle? There we go, getting a little pushback. Okay. Short's getting a little bit more aggressive. I'm gonna clear some of these higher. I really don't even need all these now. I'm really focused on buying the support anyway. Don't really care about all this up here. Kind of cluttering. I don't like when things get cluttered. All right, so we got the flat top that I wanted to see a retest. We're back down to the 1681s now. We got the top of this candle and the bottom of this candle, very wide range in here. And it's got to make a decision. Can it start to hold above this 15 or does it want to dump through it? Now, again, I said that the bottom line would be 14 for me, using that as an out, but I wanted to see the shorts get a win towards that 14. It doesn't have to get exactly to the 14 because I was planning on entering 1550 is where I was looking for it to kind of show us a breakdown. 1580s there. Still up 60% on the day though. And RVSN just will not stop. RVSN absolutely shattering. This is what I was talking about with it getting, you see this previous week where it got crazy. And now you really don't know where the top is. The top right now is what, $20, but it could form a lower high because it is already in a downtrend. So could do a lower high anywhere in here and return to this level of the 1322s. But for right now, a lot of attention over there. I don't think I showed y'all the right screen there either. This is the screen I was trying to show y'all. This previous high up here at the 20s, it could form a lower high anywhere in here. And right now it's at the 1557s, pulling back to this indecision level here. All right, so back over here to REVB. Waiting on this split news. I believe it's halted again. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue watching it. REVB is the one that I'm interested in trading. Definitely keep your head on a swivel. We'll see what happens with all of this. RVSN headed back. Not really interested in that one. It's not going to give me a dip, and it was heading into an area of super supply. So if it continues to push whatever, I'm more interested in buying the dip. But yeah, that is the stream for today. I saw that GD took a trade, or was it GD or Mike D? One of y'all took a trade on Poly. Yeah, GD took a trade on Poly and was able to clap up, looks like almost 10, 15 cents, 22 to 38. I can't do math. But yeah, that is great. So I'll let you guys know what happens with REVB, but this is the one that I'm watching to get a nice little pop and resurgence out of. Now, one of the reasons I wasn't interested in RVSN before I get off is this relative standard deviation. Usually I'm looking for an abnormal relative standard deviation. Even though it's getting a little bit of volume, even the relative volume is low. So look at these two in comparison. 200 times the normal relative volume on this thing, and it's pushing downward. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of, if there are shorts on there, there are a lot of shorts on REVB. The second thing, RVSN, look at this relative volume. Only one, not even 2 times its normal volume. So I'm like, that's not too abnormal. So I'm looking for some more abnormalities to get in on. But definitely, and the other thing I believe we didn't go over is the float on REVB. Let me look over here. REVB real quick before I get off. Okay, did not have any shelf registrations and statistics. Where's my statistics? Float of under a million in the float, so very low float. So that thing popping back up to 19 would not even surprise me today. REVB, which is why I'm trying to get 200 shares and get their return to 19. So looking for a nice little win on that one. But yeah, that is it for me today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday. So today was a little bit weird. I got a call this morning. One of my clients just you know, life this January, a lot of people have passed away, and I've been to a lot of funerals this January, coming into this year and this month. So just definitely being appreciative to be able to be here and continue to move, breathe, talk, and enjoy y'all's company. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.